Hi, and welcome to Postpartum Self-Care. These are just some helpful tips for a postpartum mom. My name is Kristina Webb. I am a mother of three. I have twin girls who are 4 months old, and I have a 5-year-old son. Um, my postpartum journeys between my first pregnancy and birth compared to my last most recent one are very, very different. And I am a huge advocate for postpartum and educating women on how to help themselves through this time. We all know it can be a little difficult, and everyone's experience is very different. But the important part is to educate yourself so that you are able to have the tools that you need to be sure that you can make your journey the best that it can be. So as we go through, I'll be using this slideshow just to kind of keep me on track because sometimes I can go off a little bit. And also, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask at the end of the session. All
2 days from now after I won the
right, and if you're on, I'm just going to mute you. All right, so we'll get started. Postpartum. The definition of postpartum is the time after childbirth. Um, as you know, as soon as you give birth to that baby and it's placed on your chest, you are definitely like, okay, where to now? But during that time, your body is going through so many changes. And first time mothers may know little about what's really going to happen after you give birth. You think, okay, I give the baby, but a lot of times you are not really realizing the changes that your body goes through. Many women have different difficulties when it comes to giving birth. Some women may end up having to stay in the hospital a little bit longer. Other women may, have their child in the NICU, which is very stressful. So it's very important that you are ready to start taking care of yourself and have the different tools that you need to do so. Postpartum is not just physical, it's not just about the bounce back after you have the baby. It's definitely also, more importantly, mental. Making sure that you're in a good mindset to take care of yourself and this new baby. And if you have other children, being sure that you're able to take care of them properly as well. And if you're mentally not there and you're mentally not taking care of yourself and getting the assistance that you need if needed, then it's going to be a very hard journey. So mental health is first. Most importantly, be sure that if you see some signs where you are thinking of things that you normally won't think of, or if you're feeling extremely overwhelmed by the smallest details of life, like things that normally wouldn't irritate you or upset you or cause you to break down, stay on track of that and be sure to reach out to your doctor. There is nothing wrong with getting help, especially when you're trying to take care of a small infant and you're trying to take care of yourself after you just had a huge trauma of birth. Birth brings out different things in you mentally and physically, and you want to stay on top of that. No one can do that but you. All right, so getting into the self-care part. Um, you may hear quite often when you're pregnant and you have your belly and everyone's, all make sure you take care of yourself, make sure you take care of yourself. And then when you have the baby, you're getting all those phone calls and you're getting all those text messages, and everyone's just like, make sure you have time for yourself. And you're just like, yeah, I'm going to do that. But at that time, how are you going to do that? That it's not really feasible. Um, it's not just about taking a shower. A lot of people, think self-care is just being able to take your daily shower. It's way more than that. So you have to find different ways to fit things in throughout your day. I feel that the three main points of taking care of yourself and self-care when you're postpartum, because you're not going to be able to do much. You are healing completely. So you need to take it easy on yourself. So you want to be sure that you're resting, you're nourishing your body, and you're finding time for yourself. So you may hear this quite often: rest when the baby is sleeping. That is not always realistic. You're not always able to take a nap when the baby is sleeping, especially if you have other children, or if you need to watch bottles, or if you need to do schoolwork, or if you have to do work in general. A lot of times when the babies are sleeping, that is your time to get other things done. So rest when you can at night. Work with your partner to set up some type of routine or schedule so that when you're sleeping, give yourself a 3 hour gap to sleep in between feedings. You take a feeding, they take a feeding. You're up at night changing a diaper, they're up at night changing a diaper. It's a team effort, especially in the first month or two when you have a newborn. If you're not resting, the sleep deprivation will definitely make you a crazy person. I mean, that's just the way that it is. You're not thinking right, you're not operating, you'll be very forgetful, you'll be sluggish, and that actually can be very dangerous for the baby. If you're not fully there and fully rested, accidents can happen. So be sure to get yourself in some type of routine where you're able to sleep, or advocate for yourself and reach out to people that you know that you feel comfortable with, that the baby is safe with while you're resting. A couple times a week, ask someone, hey, can you come over just so that I can take some time to rest and sleep? You have to be the one to do that, and you have to be the one to speak up when you're tired, even if it's middle of the day and your partner is available. Just say, hey, I need to go sleep. Sleep is very, very important. Nourishing your body. If you're a nursing mother, you're going to need more nourishment than just a mother that is formula feeding. So you have to take on more calories because you're outputting more calories when you're breastfeeding. So eating nutritious food is very important. One, because you need that to help you get through the day. And two, because if you're nourishing your baby, you want to make sure that you have all of the minerals and vitamins that you need and your child needs. Your body will go through a lot of different changes after birth. A lot of times, maybe you won't have an appetite, or maybe you have a really big appetite, but you want to make sure that you're not just eating just whatever's in front of you, that you are definitely indulging in the things that you love, because that does feel good and that is self care. But also being sure that you're eating nutritious things as you love, because your body needs that. Me time. So, self care overall is a very intimate thing for yourself. Everyone has a different idea of what self-care looks like for them. For instance, I love going on walks, especially if it's like in a wooded area. I also really love reading. If you love to read, read a book. Find some time to sit and enjoy the book that you're reading. Give yourself a nice space. If you are a foodie and you like to bake, find time to bake. You have to find time to do the things that you love, so that you're still feeling fulfilled in different areas in your life. And you're not only focused on taking care of other people all the time. You have to be sure that you have that time to take care of yourself and make yourself happy, even if it's just for a few minutes in the day. So, overall, we want to be sure that when you are taking care of yourself and you're going through this postpartum journey, that you're remembering that your health, physically and mentally, are number one and most important, and that you're um, making sure that you're fulfilling yourself in other areas so that you have more than one outlet are also important. I really hope that you can take some of these tips and really learn how to fit it into your personal life and make your postpartum journey a lot better, for you and for your family. Some of my contact information is below. That is the email address. I hope to be putting together some mommy and me classes, and also doing some parent education classes. So feel free, if you're interested, to email that email. And also, I have a Instagram link there. This is a newer Instagram that I'm just kind of starting. So if you want to keep up with me that way, you can do it there too. Right now, it's open for questions. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, I think we're good. And thank you for joining me.